Buenos dias, this is Scott Oliver with WeLoveCostaRica.com here in Santa Ana, Costa Rica, about 20 minutes west of the capital city, San Jose. I'm sitting today with Dennis Easters, who lives in Atenas, Costa Rica. Atenas is one of the places mentioned in the AARP report last year about one of the best places to retire abroad. Dennis, welcome to Santa Ana.
Thanks, nice to be here, Scott. It's another beautiful day in paradise.
So Dennis, you've lived here in Atenas, Costa Rica since when, and why did you come here?
Scott, I bought my house here in Atenas about 8 years ago. And the reason I came, I was looking for a change, wanted to think about relocating eventually, needed a break from the rat race in the US, and traveled all over Costa Rica, and for some reason just kept coming back to Atenas. It felt like home away from home.
Okay, is there a particular reason why Atenas clicked with you?
I can't explain it as a particular thing. It just had a good feeling about it. You know, the original idea was to go to the coast. My grandparents always had a beach house. We thought about buying a place at the beach. We got there and realized, well, this is like living in Florida. It was hot. We were already used to the nice climate in Atenas and Grecia. So we said, no, Atenas is for us.
I found a lot of people tend to go to the beaches to begin with, but at some stage in their lives, normally fairly short period afterwards, they realize that living by the beach is not quite the same as vacationing by the beach. Has that been your experience too?
It's very interesting, Scott, because I would say 50% of our clientele who are within Costa Rica are moving away from the beach. So yes, we do find that. They're not used to the humidity. They come from the Northeast a lot of times, even Canada. And they're used to heat, but they're not used to the humidity, which there's a lot of humidity at the beaches here. And they come up to the mountains and it's refreshing. You know, we have temperatures in the mid-80s during the day, mid-60s at night, so it's ideal.
I should point out I'm not picking on the beach. I mean, the beach is a wonderful place to live for many, many people. Just as Costa Rica is not the perfect place for everybody to live, the beach is not perfect for everybody else to live. As far as the differences in your lifestyle is concerned between, for example, Florida and Costa Rica, how would you suggest your life is different?
Well, the biggest difference here is you have the opportunity to relax. You can just take it easy and enjoy the Puerto Vida that Costa Rica is so well known for.
And what is the Puerto Vida while we're at it?
Well, Puerto Vida is an expression in Spanish that Costa Ricans use a lot to express the pure life. But really what I've experienced in 8 years, and having known Costa Ricans for more than 8 years, is Puerto Vida is a way of life. So it's not just an expression, it's how you go about living your day-to-day life. You're not stressed about tomorrow, you're living for today, and you're enjoying life. That's what Puerto Vida is to me.
Excellent. And the difference between, for example, your lifestyle in Florida and your lifestyle here, when you say you can relax more, why is that?
Well, I think because of that mentality, you can relax more. The American mentality, and not just the American mentality, but a European mentality, a lot of Canadian mentality, is to go, full force. And here, you go full force, but people kind of look at you a little strange, and they say, what have you got to do? What are you in a hurry for? You know, relax, enjoy the fresh breeze, enjoy the flowers, enjoy the Puerto Vida.
Well, this is why gringos and lots of other people come here, is to relax more, and then they get frustrated because it's not go, don't you think?
Yeah, this happens a lot. I think you have an idea of what you want here. You have a mental picture of what Costa Rica is going to be like. You get here, and that's exactly what you get, but you can't adjust to it because you wanted everything yesterday.
And how important would you suggest it is to get to know the Costa Rican people and obviously get to learn a little bit of Spanish?
I think it's extremely important. I came here to live a different lifestyle than what I lived in the States. I didn't come here to live in an expat community or to live the exact lifestyle that I lived in the US. I could have stayed there and had that. I came here to absorb the culture. I come here to learn the language, and I learn day to day new things, new words in the language. I learn new Inuisms about the culture, and I think that's part of the fun of living here. Is it frustrating? Yeah, there can be little frustrations once in a while, but that's part of life. It is what it is, and you have to accept that.
Sure. I learn new words every day, but unfortunately I'm also forgetting words that I previously learned.
I think we all need external hard drives.
Sure.
It's very difficult sometimes.
And I'm told that you love to cook.
Yeah, I love to cook. I experiment a lot. So I grew up in the South, so we eat a lot of fresh things, just the way I was raised. So it's really nice here because the climate affords you to be able to grow a fresh garden. You can grow virtually anything, and a lot of unique Costa Rican recipes. So I'm always trying things out in the kitchen.
Yeah, I love to cook too.
Yeah.
And I think the thing that I find when I talk to people and they talk about how expensive things are, is, you know, you delve a little bit deeper into the question. It's, well, you know, they're buying all stuff that's imported from the US with duties, with insurance, with shipping, et cetera, et cetera. Sure, it's expensive.
Exactly.
But if you're talking about living in a country where you can buy practically every fruit and vegetable you want, I mean, your health will be much better buying locally, and it is very much more affordable, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I was fortunate enough that I was raised in a family who always had a garden. So the things that we bought from the grocery store were basics. We had always fresh meat, we always had fresh eggs, we always had fresh vegetables at home. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly how we continue to buy here. We go to the feria every Friday morning in Atenas that starts about 6:30 in the morning and runs until about noon. You have a whole plethora of fresh vegetables and fruits, meat products, homemade cheeses, yogurts, and things of this nature. So, I mean, I'm in paradise. And why would you not eat any other way? It's so tasty. And like you said, it's the imported things that are very costly.
So Dennis, living in Atenas, Costa Rica, in comparison with your days in Florida, how would you say the cost of living differs between there and Atenas?
Scott, I would say on a monthly basis, we probably spend about half of what we spend in Florida. You know, just compare it to simple things. A head of lettuce here will cost you about 400 colones, which equals to 80 cents. And in the States, that same head of lettuce is going to cost you $2. You know, a cauliflower I can buy for 50 or 60 cents. Back home, I'm going to pay $3 for that. Mm-hmm. So those are very simple examples, but that runs the gamut of how we live here in Costa Rica. I would say we spend half of what we normally would spend in the U.S.
Yeah, and another big thing, of course, is the big expenses that people tend to shove in the back of their head, like property taxes, like health insurance. Have you had an experience with the healthcare system here?
Yeah, we've had extensive experience with the healthcare system here because my mother lives here as well.
Okay. And
she's diabetic and she has some health issues. And I would say, again, her medical care runs about 1/3 of what it costs in the U.S. Mm-hmm. And we just pay private here, because she has health care insurance back in the U.S., but by the time we pay her deductible, we can pay out of pocket and have everything taken care of here, and it's top quality.
Excellent. And when you first came here 8 years ago, I mean, your mother was excited that you were leaving the States, or she was scared that you were going to Central America, or?
Well, the thing is, I'm an only child, mm-hmm. So for better or for worse, my mother's stuck with me, or I'm stuck with her, mm-hmm. And she was excited. We have always loved to travel, and we're adventurous and willing to try new things, so she was on board. She was ready for the change.
And is there a type of person, in your opinion, that is better suited to living in somewhere like Atenas, Costa Rica, and somebody that shouldn't even think about moving?
I think in general, Scott, if you're considering living outside the country, no matter what country that is in, you have to be willing and open to change. You have to be willing to accept that things aren't going to be the same way they are as in your home country. And if you can accept those things, then you're going to do fine here. If you can't, you should think about it twice.
Excellent. And if I'm not mistaken, Atenas, Costa Rica was the place that was mentioned in the AARP report last year about one of the best places to retire abroad, yeah?
That's correct. Atenas made the top 10 list of retirement destinations for AARP magazine in 2010. And I think there are many reasons for that. You know, we've talked about a great location. Atenas is considered to have a very good climate with mild temperatures. And all around, the people are very friendly. It's a farming community. It's a small town feel, but we're very close to San Jose. You're 20 minutes to Escazú. You're 25 minutes to the international airport, Juan Santa Maria. Mm-hmm. And we're 30 minutes from San Jose. In addition, with the new San Jose Caldera Highway, we can be to the Pacific beaches in 45 minutes. Perfect. So it's ideal.
And so what does the future hold for Dennis Easters living in Atenas?
Well, the future holds more Puerto Vida for me, I think. I really enjoy where I live. I enjoy what I do, but most importantly, I enjoy the community that I live in. So of all the places I've been in Costa Rica and all the places I visit, and I see as much of the country as I possibly can, Atenas just still feels like home to me, so I'm going to stay put.
Perfect. Well, this is Scott Oliver from WeLoveCostaRica.com saying thank you very much to Dennis Easters.
Thanks for having me, Scott. It's good to see you again.